Who's the one dude on the crew, on the Vans crew, that you guys all kind of secretly fanned out on when you got to session with him?
I remember when I got to Revelstoke and Volley was at the place, and I had no idea he was even there. And I like walked in and I was like, oh my god, that's Volley. Like, this is crazy. Like, I'm staying under the same roof as this guy right now, you know? And then like, obviously it was just like a, I don't know, it's like a very surreal moment to just like end up being on a trip with someone that you've watched snowboard for your entire life. For me at least, or like since I started snowboarding when I was like 11 years old.
I think Jake.
Yeah, probably Jake.
Who's it? Yeah.
Just from, coming up in like the like video grass days and like all of that, and he was like, he's always been like kind of like one of the main guys filming for them, and always had like the craziest parts. And then I didn't know him at the time, and then we got to know each other, and then now that we're filming in the same video, I like got to know him more as like a friend, and like still now I'm like, I watch him snowboard, I'm like, dude, he's like Jake Coos.
Yeah, and like such a professional.
Oh, he's
like,
so
you go on a
good
trip
at
with
what
Jake,
he
you're
does.
like, okay, you're gonna get, not only are you gonna get clips, but like he's gonna get clips, and like he may even like pick a spot for you or something like that, because he's like, oh, this looks like something you would do, and you'd be like, yeah, that's exactly what I would do.
He's like
yeah.
so good at what he does. Like you'll be hitting a spot and like everything will be kind of like sketchy, or like you'll be like kind of freaking out, and he's like, all right, you're gonna do this, I'm gonna shovel this and make sure that's good for you, and he like does everything so like perfectly. Like if you know Jake, he's like pretty like precise with everything he does. Yeah. And then you just see that and you're like, okay, this is why this guy is like so good at what he does.
Like, I don't know if there's like one person who I'm more like shocked to see or fanned out on like more than anyone else. Like, you like everyone's snowboarding in some sense for some different reason.
Yeah.
So there's like a reason to idolize or to appreciate everyone and what they do. So like, I don't know. Also being like a bit younger than some of the guys or half like the team, it's like every time I see someone, I'm like, sick. He's dope.
I was gonna say everything Dan does too.
When we went to Rail Gardens with Dan,
The
back
hard
way back one,
Yeah.
he like, I mean that rail is like super famous. It's like the most classic like rail spot maybe there is, at least in Salt Lake for sure.
Yeah.
And to like hard way backside 180 onto that, it's like flat. The rail is flat.
Yeah.
And he like did it within 10 tries, and the whole time he's just like whistling while he's walking up there. You know, like that's not like a mellow trick to try onto anything, let alone like a gap
he's like
rail.
walking up the stairs and he's like, "Hey Tanner." Like,
Yeah.
all like friendly.
Oh, like T-Bird, like
What do you guys want to get for dinner?
yeah, like,
It's so-
exactly.
Yeah, Dan did a couple things that like you basically don't remember because it was like he's so mellow in those sessions. Like he's just like Dan.
What about, so this is, a multi-year project. How has that been? I mean, a lot of riders really get hyped on multi-year projects. I mean, was that like a really refreshing change of pace for you guys? And did your expectations change over the course of the filming?
I think it just gives us a chance to like actually snowboard on what we want to snowboard on, instead of trying to rush through the winter getting as many clips as we can for that 1 year part. It's like we actually get to take time and like find a spot we're like hyped on, or so like in the backcountry find a line or a jump we're hyped on, instead of having to rush through it and be like, all right, I need to do this because I only have like 10 clips and we're midway through the winter. This actually gave us the chance to build up a part that we're hyped on and not have to stress about a deadline pretty much.
I think it's just like the best way to do things, especially when you're taking like on a full-length like team movie with so many people in it or whatever. It really gives the filmmakers a chance and the writers a chance to curate the stuff that they really want to put in a project, to put in front of people's eyes, rather than just kind of build something out of what you get. People need to do it more because it takes, like, it kind of takes away from just the instant gratification of tricks happening and people looking at them on their phones or happening in a video or edit, and just kind of like, yo, like these people put 2 years to put this out in the right way, and like that's how it should be. Like this should last because it took them a while to film this and put this all together. Like it should hopefully help with the longevity of the movie, and just like there's like a film, or, you know, not just like a clip.
We got a special
up,
guest
Dad?
coming in here.
Holy
Hey.
what's up, Dan?
Damn.
Well, I didn't know things were starting this soon.
Get in here.
Oh, okay.
Have a seat on the couch, dude.
I brought chips for
Hey, Dan.
Good.
Dan just unreal. What a surprise, dude.
Ah, boys. Let me get got everyone here.
Dan, what do you think about 2-year projects?
Dude, I thought it was fun. It was cool.
Best 2 years of my life.
It's honestly, for us, I feel like we knew what we were doing the entire time, so it's pretty mellow. You don't have to figure out who you're going to go and film for the next summer or whatever. It was like, yeah, we're just doing this.
That's a good way to put it.
True.
They literally just were talking about how you're like the mellowest, most positive kid on earth. And then he just rolls up and he's like, we know what we were doing all the time. Yeah. Mellow.
What are you most stoked on as far as what you accomplished with your, you know, involvement in the Vans movie?
Oh, stuff that I was most stoked on.
You know, what's the one thing you're gonna take away and be most hyped on, or are you most proud of?
I don't know. Probably any time that I get to go and ride powder with any of these guys, because I don't really get to do that much. So getting any shots like that, if it even gets used, you know, that stuff is like, I'm pretty psyched on that stuff.
Where did the Vans movie take you, Dan?
Okay, I was gonna say, we went to like all around the U.S. and then quite a few places in Canada as well. Finland, Germany, Czech, Russia, Japan.
Cool.
We went kind of all over the U.S., East Coast and West Coast, and we went to Canada, or I did at least, Japan, Germany, Czech Republic. We drove through Poland, which was a really funny experience.
Went through the border.
Wasn't much of a border, but we drove through there.
But we didn't film there, so it's
No, we didn't film there, so it doesn't count. And then Russia, and I spent a day in Portugal because of a layover, but we didn't film there either.
I did every trip with Cole.
Yeah.
So same.
So I went to Bulgaria, Czech Republic, Finland, Japan, and Russia, and then the U.S.
U.S., Japan, Sweden, Bulgaria, Czech Republic.
No, we've been to Argentina like two summers ago, but just like a really short trip. And then yeah, Sweden and Canada, Ravelson, Whistler and Chatter Creek, pretty local winter. Western U.S., Canada, Austria, Japan, Sweden. I think that's it.
It's crazy how many little things happen when you're traveling on the road that you kind of forget about until you sit down and start kind of like digging up memories and stuff. So many things just kind of pass right by you that, like you were saying, Ojo, that you almost kind of take for granted and don't realize how special it is until
You gotta like
after the fact.
remember all. It's hard.
Dude, it's
2
the thing-
years. Try to remember like everything that happened.
It's a thing where you're happy that it's done and that you finished the product, you know, but in a couple years from now, you're going to want to kind of go back to it in a way. You know?
Yeah.
You're going to be
Yeah.
like, yo, let's do this again because it was cool.
Yeah.
You know, duh.
Well, congratulations, you guys all got to be proud. You know, you spent 2 years making something pretty amazing. So congratulations, cheers. Hope everybody enjoys what you did.
Love you all.
Love you guys.